If you only gave me one chance to create a tropical garden in New York, I wouldn't choose half the plants you think I would. Some of my favorites are near the bottom of the list. Some of the plants that struggle the most get ranked surprisingly high, and one tropical plant I've spent years growing is about to shock a lot of people with where it ends up. Today I'm ranking my top 22 tropical plants for Zone 6B Garden, New York. Hi everyone, it's Tim. Welcome back to my garden. It is so nice and tropical out here right now. I am a happy gardener. This is New York. This is the Hudson Valley. It's hot, it's humid, it feels wonderful. I've been in the pool. It's a great time for a tropical gardener. This week's video is a little different because I'm going to rate my tropical plants from the bottom all the way to the number one spot. And I'm not talking about plants that I bring inside every winter, which is a lot. I'm talking about the plants I have in the ground, the ones I have to protect, or the tropical plants that are so hardy that they can exist out here on their own. Some of my choices are controversial, and I had to keep changing the numbers while I was videoing this because I would think, oh, I have that at number 10, I think it should be at number 8. So I kept going back and changing the numbers. So please chime in, please tell me what you think. You're going to disagree with some of them, but we will see. Let's get right into it. With number 22, I am starting with bamboo. So an odd choice because it's so easy to grow. This is clumping bamboo right here, and you can see it's a fairly big clump. So just because it is clumping does not necessarily mean that it's not going to spread. And it spreads. This is a pretty thick little forest of clumping bamboo right here. So don't be deceived. It will grow big. On the other hand, the non-clumping or the invasive bamboo is spectacular. And if you will see here, I have a wall of privacy right here going down to my pool area. So it is an immediate, beautiful wall, but you have to keep it in check. And that's what is so hard about this. And it can tower, as you can see here by my caboose. It is towering up. That is that might even be 30 feet up there. And it starts off being very small canes. You can see with my hand. But look at this new one here. I mean, that's almost like timber bamboo, and this is not timber bamboo. And here you can see the bamboo forest with some black bamboo. But yes, it's always going to try to overtake other areas. I'm just going back on the side here and showing you it is nice having a bamboo forest. But here you can see, here's new growth coming up right here. And it is trying to take over. And you can see even in the woods there, I definitely have a tropical forest. The birds love the bamboo. Absolutely love the bamboo. So when you have all this bamboo, you definitely get that tropic feel, but it is invasive. If you can contain it, it is very beautiful. It is very tropical, and it's fun. And if you have a hillside that is prone to erosion, like this hillside was, it takes a couple of years, but then you will have a tropical wall. I love the idea of a crepe myrtle. It is not a Zone 6B plant, and you can see this winter did them in. Yes, I have growth at the bottom. One of them did okay, but they've definitely died back. I'm not so sure this is a great plant for my garden, but I'm still going to give it a chance. I just can't recommend it in 6B. And number 20, I am going with the Carnarvon Gorge Palm, Livistona nitida. It might move up to even number 1 because it is cold tolerant, but it has never been outside in my yard in the ground. This is its first summer. It's got a nice trunk. I've had it inside for several years. I got it on Etsy. It can handle some cold, but this will be its first year to be outside. It looks a lot like a sable palmetto to me. It's got thorns on, or spikes on it, you can see. But it's a beautiful palm. I just don't know how well it's going to do with winter protection here. So it's a bit unknown. It's an unknown palm, but really beautiful. But it was time for it to go outside and start growing. Supposedly, it grows very fast. In a pot, it's done well, but we will see what happens now. 19, Livistona decipiens, formerly Livistona decora. This is the ribbon palm. Also its first year outside. Supposedly some good cold tolerance. It's still a zone 9 and above, so I'm definitely out of its zone. And it's unknown how well it's going to do with winter protection. But it's got some nice new growth on it. It's got a nice trunk. This has been living inside as well. I got it the same time that I got my gorge palm. So it's an unknown, and that's why it's this number. This could have been higher, but number 18 is the mule palm. It has lived outdoors for at least 3 years, at least maybe 4 years. I cannot get any fast growth out of this. I transplanted this from the other side of the pool to this area, hoping that maybe a transplant would promote growth. We will see. I also have this so low because there are plenty of people who overwinter these, but in their case, it grows so fast that they can't keep the winter protection on it, which would be a really nice problem to have for me, but so far, no. I know Alan in Tennessee, his grew so big he could no longer contain it, but there is new growth on this. It's such a slow grower for me, and I always question, like, is this really a mule palm? Is it? I just don't know, because it came from Etsy, and maybe it's something else that just doesn't want to grow, but we will see. Maybe this one will take off. Number 17 is my Robellini, my Phoenix Robellini. It is bouncing back after a horrible winter. It did not look good when I uncovered it this year. In past seasons, it has looked very well. I would have had it higher on the list, but it's definitely bouncing back now and looks much better. I find this large one is fairly easy to overwinter with protection. I do know people that have them that have struggled with them, and I think maybe I got lucky because this came as a larger palm, and maybe that is why it's doing so well. Would love some feedback from others, but I know friends in Europe and elsewhere struggle with this palm, and I really didn't struggle until this winter, but this winter was so harsh with it. But it is definitely on a comeback here, and there is new growth. And it's tall. This is a good, that top frond there is a good 8 feet up. So it's a big plant with a big trunk, and maybe that is why it does well in my garden. Number 16 is my Washingtonia robusta. I love the fast growth on these. They grow fast, they grow big. They make an immediate statement in your garden. The canopy is large. It is the palm that everyone notices because it's so gigantic. This definitely needs protection. And I would probably have it higher on the list, but because they grow so fast, you're going to need a lot of tall protection in a couple of years. And what I find is, especially as June hits, these fronds start dropping down. And these were a little winter damaged because they were on the outside touching the box. And once you trim this off, I'm gonna have a really nice looking plant. But I don't like to trim it too early in the season because I want it to absorb energy as quickly as possible. One of the best things about these is that you can grow them from seed. They are very easy to grow from seed. This one is a seed-grown Washingtonia. I think it's about 3 years old. They're like goldfish. If you put them in the ground or in a gigantic pot, they will grow fast for you. Here's a nice one as well that I grew from seed. This one, it's its first year in the ground here. They do okay inside. They are very subject to spider mites, and you have to keep spraying them if you have them inside in a sunny window or under grow lights. They do much better outside, but one thing I do have to warn, they are very, very sharp. This is like a serrated saw, and thank God it's now taller than me. Like my head is coming to about right here, which is good because when it was lower, I used to get cut all the time. And you just have to keep that in mind with these. But I do love, love, love this palm. And yes, I know I will not be able to maintain it forever. And that's why you have to just keep planting more, because eventually this will outgrow what I can do with it. And I love looking at my Washingtonia from the house by the pool. It just is such a nice tropical feel to have it there. 15 is my Phoenix sylvestris. I know there's some fronds on here that are a little damaged because they were touching the side of my protection box. But as you will see, it's got some nice new growth. And it's getting a nice little trunk in here. It has not grown as fast as I would love it to, but it has done really well. It does well with winter protection. And I know you're gonna keep looking at this. I need to trim those off, but it was a really harsh winter, as I keep saying, so it did well. In past seasons, it has come out completely not a bad frond on it, and I just think this winter, the prolongedness of everything, and I had the lights go out a couple of times, so it did well. Very easy to take care of. The needles or the spikes on it are deadly. You just need to keep that in mind. If you can get a bigger one, I would. This one came quite small, and I love it, but lots of new growth on here. I just don't want you to be disturbed by seeing the bad fronds. There's 1, 2, 3. It's got like 4 spikes of new growth coming up in it. But I find the date palms do very, very well. I never thought I would be saying agaves as recommended, but they did so well over winter. They were so easy. This is an easy plant with protection and some heat. No problem at all. And I love how they look. They just give such a nice feel in the front yard. At a surprising number 13. You all know this is my favorite palm. My Chilean wine palm hybrid. And it is getting huge. This just doesn't do it justice at all. It is a good, I would say, almost 7 feet tall to the top of these fronds. It is a good 10 feet wide. And I love this palm, and I would love to have it at number one. And I would say number one, and this is my only caveat. It's hard to find. It's a hybrid. I got this in California and had it mailed to me. It has grown so fast. But also, if you watched my fall videos, I have, from day one, given this palm light during the winter, meaning I have a polycarbonate plastic on the winter structure that helps it possibly grow in the winter. It may not be, I don't know, because it does get above 55 degrees Fahrenheit in the structure when the sun is out. So maybe it is still growing and not dormant. I would love to know if this palm could be dormant, but I am not about to try because I am not going to mess with this. I mean, this is massive in here. Like, I'm gonna put my foot in here to kind of show you. Like, look how big this is. It is big. So my rating would be higher on this because it is a cold tolerant plant. It does really well, but just the fact that you have to have, or possibly have to have, light in the winter, and the fact that it is so big, I'm keeping it at this lower rating, even though I would love to have it number one because I just think it's incredible. And I'm really allowing it to take over this space right here. This is a little landing up above my pool by my house, close to the koi pond. But yeah, I love this thing. It is amazing. Number 12, my hardy pomegranate. I do love this plant. I put a tarp over it in the wintertime, and this winter, as you know, was very harsh. And I have some areas that do not have leaves on it. And I wonder if this year I will even get pomegranates. Although I say that, and then look, there's flowers on it. I just saw that. So despite the fact that it took so long for the leaves to come out this year, I've got some flowers on it. It is very reliable and the fruit is great. I also have my non-hardy pomegranate over here, which I do cover, and there are blooms on it. And this one I add heat to. I grew this from seed, but I just think they're pretty easy to do. And so I highly recommend them. Like, even if you have no budget, buy a pomegranate, get the seed, germinate. It's a great idea. And then look at this lovely plant I have here. Hidden among the plumeria and the red bananas is my sable palmetto. This is the first one I have in the ground. I got these from Texas as little baby seedlings, and I think this will do just fine. It has not overwintered yet, but there are people who overwinter them here. If you remember, if you go way back on my videos, I got a large sable palmetto. It was a bit of a scam because I ordered a regenerated one. They gave me a hurricane cut. They said they were going to reimburse me for that or possibly get me a regenerated one the next year. And then all of a sudden they stopped contacting me. And of course I knew the hurricane cut would not make it. I got it to live for a year, but up here with our short summers and long winters, it just didn't happen. I'm excited for this one, but sable palmettos are very slow growing, and it's going to take a while on this one, unfortunately. But I would love to get a large one. It's just nobody has them up here. Even the people who sell palm trees, no one brings them up here. They bring up trachycarpus, they bring up Christmas palms, they bring up coconut palms. They'll bring Washingtonias, but nobody seems to want to bring a sable palmetto up. But I really, really want a large one. That is on my list. We are entering the top 10. Phoenix dactylifera. I cannot say enough good things about this palm. Mainly because just like my pomegranates, this is from edible dates that I got at the store and germinated them. And look how pretty this plant is. And I'll just kind of give you an idea how big it is. So this one had its first winter out here and did really well. And I had another one that had been in the ground for, I guess, 3 years. And unfortunately, I did not secure my structure this spring. A bad storm came in, I was sick, it tipped over, I did not know it, and it did not make it. So that was my fault. Otherwise, I would be showing you that one too. They do really well in pots until you're ready to move them outside. And I'm really excited about this one because it's in a premier place. Here's another one that's still in a pot that I grew from seed as well. And you can see it's a nice sized palm. And I'm actually thinking about putting it over here, kind of in the corner of the house here, close to my Jubea and my Camarops. But I love these palms and they do really well over winter with protection and heat. I'm just having great success with them, and I just love that they all came. I have yet to buy one that did not come from edible dates. So yeah, I would love to have a big one, but I think they're great. Highly recommend. Number 9, my monkey puzzle. Oh, I love this tree. This is my large one. It has been in the ground, I think 5 or 6 years. It has grown a lot. It's taller than me now. And I know a lot of you are worried about this tree because you point it out all the time. It should not be doing so well in Zone 6B. There are plenty in the city, meaning New York City, which is about an hour south of here, that are gigantic, especially out in Forest Hills. And there's quite a few on Long Island. But up here in the Hudson Valley, this is a bit rare. And I definitely think the wall is helping keep this plant alive. And also, I do some minimal protection in the winter. If it's super, super cold, I put Christmas lights on it and I have put tarps over it just to get it through. And I know I will not be able to do that forever as it continues to grow, but I enjoy this plant so much. And if I get 10 years out of this plant, I will be very, very happy. I think it's beautiful. I think it's fun, and I love having it. I know all of you in the UK have these, no problem, but your weather's much better than mine. But I do love this plant so much. I think it's so beautiful, and it just, in the sun, it looks great. It's got a lot of nice new growth this year. It is very, very prickly. When you brush by it and you're on the way to the pool, you definitely end up a little bloody, but it is fantastic. It's got growth coming up down here. I keep thinking I'm going to chop that off, but I don't know if I'm going to. It's just hard to chop this plant because I think it's gorgeous. A very surprising number 8. This is probably my most controversial ranking, and I keep changing it. And it's because the Trachycarpus is cold tolerant, and I'm in Zone 6B. If I were in 8, I would say this is the easiest palm. But the fact that I am in 6B and it does require protection, and I will say I have had more fatalities on Trachycarpus than any other palm. I think I've lost 1, 2, 3 of them. And I have my problem one over there. But this one is already going to seed. This is my female. It's very reliable on seed. It's a great palm, and they're very easy to cover in the winter because they don't need foam board. I do basically a double layer of frost cloth with Christmas lights. You can look at my fall videos and see how I cover them. They are really fast growing palms. The palms up by my koi pond were tiny ones in a pot, and they are almost catching up with these large ones by the pool. And I think that's pretty amazing that they can do that fast. These all three, I believe, are males down here. I've never gotten seed from these, so I think they are all male Trachycarpus. They are they're probably 12, 13 feet tall at this point. They might even be taller. And they definitely make a huge impact down by my pool, because when everybody comes over, this is what they see, are these gigantic palms in New York down by the pool. I think the bigger they are, the better you have a chance of them making it through the winter. I just find them a little tricky, and that's why I'm giving them a lower rating. And I'm sure some of you are going to disagree with me on that, but when I uncover these in the fall, I'm always like, did they make it? Did they make it? Or uncover them in the spring, I'm sorry. Where I even think the Washingtonias are a little more reliable. If I boxed these in, I would probably say yes, they would make it, but because the method is easier, but maybe a little unreliable. I lost one on the hill this year, not because of cold, but because, as Alan from Tennessee pointed out, I had too many lights on it. And I think I fried it. I agree with him on that. But I do love them. And if you can get hold of a big one, it's nice. And if you can't, just plant it well and they will grow really, really fast. And people are starting to see them at Costco and places like that in the US. So I think a lot more people are going to have them. In Atlanta, which is where I am from, they did not exist at all when I was growing up, and now they are everywhere. They're in shopping centers. Every time I go home to see my parents, I'm just shocked how many Trachycarpus fortunei there are. It's just crazy. And number 7. This is an annual. It's Datura. And look at these beautiful tropical flowers. It's in somewhat of the same family as the Brugmansia, which is the tropical version that does not stay outside. But these self-seed and come back and come up all over my garden. And they are very poisonous, as are the Brugmansia. But I have a lot of poison in my garden. But this is just beautiful and so tropical. It's such an easy plant to have out here. This beautiful bush of a palm, my Camerops humilis, it is probably a good 8 feet across. I just love this palm. I think it's so easy to take care of. And yes, there are needles, spikes, whatever you want to call them. And this one is blooming, which I will show you in here. I have gotten seed off of this for many years. This one doesn't look like I'm going to get seed this year. It looks like it does. Actually, it does over on the other side, but not this side. Isn't that odd? I wonder if this is a male and that is a female over there, because I've got several growing up in one spot. That I'm going to go over there and show you. So I'm thinking this one is male and this one is female based on what I'm seeing as seeds. So really interesting. This is super easy to take care of. It is super hardy. I box it in complete darkness with Christmas lights. And everyone talks about these plants being slow growing. This has grown a lot every year. It's taller than me now. And I just think it's a fabulous palm. I really think I could push it a little bit with less heat. I open it up on the top a lot during the winter when it's in the 30s and 40s, when it's above 0 degrees Celsius, but I love this palm. I just think more people should have them because they're so pretty. Yeah, they're sharp, but what a beautiful one to have. This is my Camerops Sophera, and several of you said, no, it's not, but if you look, you can see the blue silver on it. It all depends, I read, on the care. And being cold here, it's probably not gonna stay totally true to the Sophera form, but I think if I have another mild winter, it will be. And this is the first year that this one, has seeds on it. It bloomed last year, but it did not have seeds. So now I have seeds on this lovely plant. And I love it. I just think they're so neat looking, and having been to the French Riviera, it definitely reminds me of being in France and seeing these, and just an amazing plant. A surprise at number 5. Probably the easiest palm, other than the Majesty palm, to get in the Northeast United States at big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's is the Chinese fan palm, or the Livistona chinesis. And this is a very cold tolerant plant. I have a friend who barely covers his small one, like to the point where I was extremely concerned, and it has made it through the winter. I think Alex on Long Island has left it completely uncovered. It's died to the ground, and it has still come back. So it's an amazing palm. I don't find it to be a super fast growing palm. There's new growth right there. There's new growth on that one. But I love these big fans. And yes, a little bit of cold damage where it was touching the box that I had around it this winter. But if you're starting out and you really don't want to spend a lot of money and you don't have a lot of resources for palms, especially if you're in the Northeast United States, this is a really good one to go with. And with minimal protection, you can have a really nice palm. I don't necessarily think you should let it die to the ground because they're slow growing, but I get new growth every year, and I love the big fans on it. Really, really pretty palm. Highly, highly recommend. And coming in at number 4, this is the European olive. It is blooming right now. I'm trying to keep my shadow out of it. I had this for many years in a pot, and I would bring outside in the summer and bring inside in the winter. And then I finally, 3 years ago, put it outside. I did the same thing with another one I'm going to show you. This one has grown the best and is flowering. I have gotten olives from it, which is very exciting, and I'm hoping I do this year. It is such an easy plant to overwinter. I have a box around it. I heat it when it goes below 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and it does great. And I open it up because it can handle cold. And this one over here, I need to prop up. It's got a few blooms on it, but it's doing well. I just think they're really, really easy to take care of. And I wish I'd put it outside many years ago, just because it's such a nice plant to have, and it's much easier having it outside all winter long than trying to bring it in and out and in and out. And it's growing so much bigger now. I got these from Logi's a long time ago. My very first tropical was a Musabastu. The reason I started with it, well, because I love tropicals, but also the deer do not eat them. And in my old house, I quickly discovered that if I have Musabastu and some tropicals, the deer usually don't eat them. So you will see these have all grown from this spot right here. That's where I chopped it off last fall, and it has already grown this much. These did not die to the ground. These did not die to the ground. This one is already taller than I am. But don't despair, because they can die to the ground and come back rather quickly. This one almost died to the ground, but these two here and over here, they died to the ground and they're making a big comeback. Love this. These, believe it or not, died to the ground. And they're almost as tall as I. This one's a little bit taller than me. But they're making a comeback rather quickly. These died to the ground over here. These are about knee high, and we'll see how tall they get by the end of the summer. But even if they die to the ground, such an easy plant to take care of. You put some hay or mulch over it, put a tarp over it, they come back. These died to the ground. They are getting quite big already. They will be towering over this clumping bamboo by the end of summer. Number 2, Yucca rostrata. You know I love my Yucca rostratas. I think they're incredibly easy. I don't cover them at all. They do great. I do think the key to their success is I augmented with sand, and they are on a hill. There's a big drop off right past this fence, so the drainage is great. They do not sit in water. Now I want to show you, last year my Yucca rostrata bloomed, not this one, and it is branching off, but look, this is way taller than I am, but if I come in up here, it appears this one is going to bloom this year, and they're pretty spectacular blooms. But all of you are going, oh, Tim, what is going on with this Yucca rostrata over here? Well, this is the one that bloomed last year, and now it is branching off. And if you can see up in here, I've got several branches. There's one that's smaller than the other, one that's larger. I've got quite a few branches branching off. So this is no longer going to be a single trunk Yucca rostrata. And right now, this one is about, I would say, 9 feet, probably 8 or 9 feet. That one is too, that one caught up, but this is definitely going to bloom this year. These are no care plants for me. I do nothing with them other than I will trim off the dead. And you can see I try to keep somewhat of a pattern going on, which I think is kind of cool. You don't even have to do that. You can let it, like this could be a no care, really cool tropical, but drainage is key. I don't cover them. I don't put anything over them. They sit with snow on them. Sometimes I will knock the snow off, but they have done incredibly well. I got these from Island Wide Palms in Long Island. They were smaller than this fence. I have pictures, and now they are growing just so well. So this is an easy plant if you have drainage. But what is number 1, at least for northern gardeners? My flying dragon, a no care plant. You don't cover it. I barely water it. I just let it be. I love the thorns on this thing. They're like medieval, but you get beautiful fruit on it. These are 2 trees here together. I need to move one of them, but this is a great no care plant. I got these all from fast growing trees, and they're pretty easy if you have fresh seeds to propagate, if you put them in the refrigerator for the winter and then grow them in the spring. They will do well, but they have to go through that winter stratification to be viable. Of course, I just finished the edit and I thought of 2 plants I left out, so I'm going to go film them with no ranking because I love them. First forgotten plant, my ponderosa lemon. I had this outdoors all winter long with foam board and some polycarbonate I would open it up on decent days. It grew so much. I had no pest problems. I have baby lemons going. I thought this was super easy. Sorry to have left this one out of the mix. I really don't know how I let this out. My Butea odorata. This is my Lazarus palm. This is the one that came back from the dead. I still think it's not growing as fast because of that, and it was compromised when I got it. But it was definitely, I had to chop it back because nothing was happening with it. But it continues to grow, and it does okay. And I have another one right here that I grew from seed, and I need to put it in the ground. This one is growing twice as fast as that one. But these are easy to care for. They're cold hardy. I overwinter with foam board and Christmas lights. It does really well. This one in the pot I bring inside, but I really would like to plant it somewhere out here. It's just finding the right space. This one has been outside for a number of years. Easy peasy.